Welcome to this week's program. I'm Shannon Lurkey. One result of the chaos that concluded the 2016 legislative session was the failure to pass a nearly $1 billion bonding package. In the first week of the 2017 session, Governor Dayton resurrected parts of that bill with his 2017 Minnesota Jobs proposal. Joining me now in the studio is Chair of the Capital Investment Committee, Senator David Senjem. Welcome.
Shannon, it's good to be here.
What is the appetite from the Republicans for a bonding plan this session?
Well, I think it's good. At least on our side, I can't speak for the House, but I think our side is ready to go forward. We came up here ready to work, ready to move things ahead. In frankly, a reverse sort of manner has happened last session. So we want to get going and make something happen up here, and bonding bill is part of that.
The governor's latest proposal is $1.5 billion, and it continues efforts for higher education, building projects, infrastructure improvements, road and bridge construction, many of the projects that you've seen firsthand on your Senate bonding tours. These are worthwhile projects, so will you consider a larger than normal bonding proposal?
What we plan to do, Shannon, is simply, at least initially, early in the session, put out the bonding bill that we had on the floor on May 22nd last year, that everybody had agreed to. Had the votes, 53 votes on that bonding bill, but for a light rail amendment that came along and sort of crunched it all. But that bill is an agreed upon bill, and we're going to put it forward and see where it goes.
So you'd like to get that wrapped up and moved through quickly enough for the upcoming construction session?
Oh, I'd like to see it in the next couple of weeks, yes.
In the next couple of weeks?
Yeah.
How much are you comfortable spending? That was around a $1 billion
Yeah, that was about $992, as I recall. It did have a transportation component in it as well, and we'll leave that in there. It's about $650 million. So the package, if you will, the bonding plus the transportation element of the bill, it takes it about $1.6 billion. So it's a large bill. But again, without a transportation bill the last couple of years, it's an opportunity that we think that we can take to move transportation ahead on some of these critical corridors that we have across Minnesota.
So is the idea, if you can get this bonding proposal from last session through, then you would wait until bonding, a new bonding package until next year, because it's normally done in
we haven't gone quite that far down the road at this point. It's possible, and late April, early May, something may arise in terms of some emergency things. I would expect if we can pass the bill that we are talking about, that will be the premier bill for this session, and then we'll have to go on tours this summer and take a look at what else is out there in terms of projects that are meritorious.
If the governor comes back and has some other things that he'd like to add into this bonding package full of last session's proposals, are you okay with that? Are you willing to talk about that? Are you open to that?
We're certainly willing to talk about it in conference committee if it gets that far. I mean, we propose, the governor disposes, so he can line item anything in the bill we present him. No problem at all with that. He can take the whole bill down if he wants to. But that's the process. Now, as far as adding things, we're not going to be so callous to say that we're not going to listen to the governor, but we have the votes on this bill. At least we had them. Once you start to tinker with the bill, you run the risk of it all falling apart. So my preference is let's leave the bill intact. Let's pass it as it was. The votes were there, and move forward either later in the session or next year with additional bonding.
Well, do you think the new members will be okay with that? Because the bill, as it stood before, had members that no longer are in the legislature.
Well, they did, but we do. But we've talked about it certainly in our caucus. In large part, many of the members that aren't here anymore did have bonding projects in that bill. And in part, the result of the fact they're not here is that the fact that at the end of the session they were involved in the crash of the bill. So those same new people identify with these projects, and I think they're going to support them.
Are there some projects in this bill that you're thinking about that you're really excited about, that are really near and dear to your heart?
Well, the bonding bill is pretty fundamental. I mean, it doesn't have really any magnificent project, if you will, if that's a proper term, but it's roads and bridges, sewer and water, things like that. That are the core of the bill, and that's really what's important in terms of Minnesota's infrastructure. We need to keep that up. In addition, of course, there's a strong element of transportation in this bill, and and these are projects that we have waited on for almost decades, Highway 14 being one. The Highway 12 up here in Northwest Metro, where we're just have a history of killing people way too often.
What do you say about the Democrats? They've raised the issue of having dedicated transportation funding and not necessarily wanting them in bonding packages. Do you have some thoughts on that?
Well, if they don't like these projects, they can vote no, and the governor can veto them. These are projects that people have waited around for a long time, and if they want to vote no to them, why, it's at their risk.
Some argue that bonding bills are great for job creation. Do you agree with that?
Oh, they create jobs, but you know, I believe the principal reason we do them, and these are capital investment. They're investments in our future. They're capital infrastructure that we need to operate the state of Minnesota, whether it's a college and university system, University of Minnesota, MnDOT, DNR, every agency of the state of Minnesota has capital, and we can either take care of it or let it fall apart. Now, it's not a very good idea to let it fall apart, so we need to take care of our infrastructure. That's what a capital bonding bill does.
Finally, does the argument that delaying projects only makes them more expensive carry water with you? Is it really important to get something done and moved along so that when the next construction season starts, we're ready to go? Well,
somebody a lot more tuned into interest rates would have to answer that, but I think from my perspective, if we can do one early, we can save a construction season. And construction seasons are very, very important around here in Minnesota. And so if we can get a bill out early, we got a chance a lot of these projects can hit the ground, and frankly, we can turn dirt this summer.
Senator Senjem, I want to thank you so much for your time. Thanks for coming today.
Well, thank you, Shannon. Good to be here.